Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next match of the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2023 Random Percent Tournament. Tonight, we have a Game 2 between Adirondackrick and nintendophiledave. I am L79, and I'm joined by MX Allen here in the booth.
Good evening, Elsa. How are you tonight?
I am fantastic, ready to watch this match of Zelda-ness. Is Zelda-ness a word?
It is now. I'll use it.
So the remorse flag is heart shuffle is off.
Yeah, they were discussing that, and they were going back and forth between a couple, and they decided on this one. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. We can still root for a few trolls then.
Let's get some second quest dungeons, and I'll be happy.
Let's do second quest first half then.
Okay. I'm good with that. Just make him have to do 2Q8.
I was hoping back half shapes, but they'd still have to do second quest rooms.
Ooh, I gotcha. I misheard you, sorry.
Now I'm fine with this. They're both naming their first character Rick, so no matter what, we can root for Rick to win and we'll be happy.
I think the winner's going to be the blue wardrobes.
Isn't that almost always the case?
Hey, sometimes it's the blue landmillis.
Either that or the second quest Stalfos.
And it looks like we're going to start with a candle.
And a potion shop at start, so let's just, throw that at people.
Looks like we're going to start with the Triforces out of 3 and 6, most likely.
Fortunately, 6 is going to be 6 no matter which one, so that'll help.
And that Octorok knows Kung Fu.
All those extra legs, that's a good thing to have. But it's a vanilla small secret, though.
So that could be just straight vanilla shops. As we get bombs for Dave, they're going to go and check this cave, get more money. I feel like we're going to have vanilla shops.
I'm fine with that. It means, we'll at least know where to find some things, and if we get, to those places real quick. Now watch, there'll be a hidden book somewhere.
Well, the book will be in the candle shop, so there'll be 5 bookshops. And it seems like we have... Nope, we do not have book for hints.
But we do have a second quest mixed overworld with that green level 3 any roads.
And the fact that we have any roads means that the power bracelet is even more useful, but 0 HP enemies, let's go! Meanwhile, the letter's been picked up by Dave.
Dave is just enjoying hanging around this little start section, but then again, he was able to get the bombs that Rick couldn't pick up earlier.
And does also have some money. Does not yet know that the enemies are 0 HP.
Alright, so if the enemy... Oh, and it is a boomstick seed!
Okay, so 0 HP enemies, boomstick, and start with a candle. How much better could this get?
I don't think the game likes the two of us commentating together. It wants to get the seed over with as quickly as possible.
Either that or the seed is tired of being Zelda Randomizer and wants to play something else.
That's terrifying.
Heart for Dave, and we do have extra candles on. We'll get a sneak peek at the coast item here. It's a silver arrows.
Alright, so let's bury the ladders in that 6 that we already got.
I mean, ladder could be in 9. As long as ladder's not required to get any Triforces.
I'm fine with this, too.
And we have potentially hints!
The game has jokes.
Man, this seed is certainly shaping up to be a potential jet seed. Okay, so we potentially have a magical sword on Death Mountain. Remember that with random hints, we could get deceptive hints, which would lie to you. Rick gets a heart.
If we're gonna have it up on Death Mountain, that also gives us the possibility that it could be a recorder block.
Yes. Could also be power wasted blocked. And now Dave knows that it's 0 HP enemies and finds a level at level 1, but it's not level 1, it's level 5, and this could be a 2Q5. As Rick finds level 4, and this could be a 2Q4.
You could be a very happy bird.
I could be a very happy bird. This feels like, yeah, this is a 2Q5, which means Rick's in a 2Q4. I'm happy. Oh, that's even more interesting, though. We have Drop Group Shuffle.
I wasn't sure because we still got the bombs off of the blue Octoroks.
The dead giveaway was the heart off of the black keys.
Okay.
Good attempt from Dave there to try to get as many of those in at one time, and Rick's gonna farm this money a little bit. Might be thinking about a bomb purchase here. Really good efforts from Dave to get those Wall Masters. Gets 3 that time and is able to get in the stair. What's inside, do you think?
Another staircase. And yes, according to chat, with it being the first half being second quest, we have 2 and 6 that we're starting off with.
Yep. Rick's still farming the money here. Has Rick seen if Rick's seen a bookstore, he might be thinking, okay, I'm just gonna farm to get the book now.
I didn't see if Rick found that because I saw it over on Nintendo, on Dave's side.
Yeah, I thought I saw it on Dave's side and not Rick's. Also, I can't blame Dave for trying to bomb there. If you don't know that it's second quest dungeons, you have every reason to try to bomb that wall.
Well, with them knowing that it's second quest money, I probably would have farmed a few times just to get up for a possible bonus key. And Garion, when it comes to second quest, if Alsoa says it is, it is.
So the reason that I have confidence that we have second quest front half is we had dark rooms in both 4 and 5, which normally would not occur in shapes, combined with the black keys in 5. So now we're kind of getting into the exploration phase. White sword along the coast. That's an interesting hint.
Depends on... now I just gotta go along the south coast and bomb everything and see if it opens up to the sword.
So we're going to find level 6 for Rick. They already have the Triforce out of this level.
Yeah, but this tournament pendant dungeons have been huge.
We have deceptive hints, folks.
Lovely! And Dave will know that, but Rick currently doesn't know that, so this will be fun to see where he decides to wrap.
Well, no, Rick is the one that found the deceptive hint.
Yes,
the lie is...
but,
sorry, go ahead.
Yes, but I didn't think that Rick was the one that went along the coast. I thought that it was Dave that checked along the coast.
You're right, it was! Oh, that could be interesting. And Rick, I don't think Rick knows it's Shuffle drop groups yet, because the blue Lionels have been dropping bombs.
I think it right now, as long as it's 0 HP, that's all he really cares about, because this is the first set of bombs that I saw him pick up, at least in the overworld.
Yeah. But bombs are still very useful to, open doors and check your overworld spots. And level 3 found. Oh, this is a fantastic place to start in level 3. The odds of a bait block are extremely low.
I thought you said fantastic.
I did say fantastic.
Yeah, but I want the trolls.
I mean, we could still be Dig Dogger and Gomo blocked.
Okay, I like your trolls better.
Although I'm wondering when we're going... Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say that right now the best part is with the way this mix is set up, we have the possibility of 2 bait blocks.
Looks like Dave is not going to clear that room. Rick now knows about the boomstick. And a bomb in the Triforce room, which means we're not going to have vanilla dungeon drop. Actually, no, there's not a Triforce room in level 3. And it looks like we're going to have extra bosses.
Which means we'll also have some extra deaths. Let's see if he goes and starts digging some more in here.
I'd like to see Dave clear that room of 3 with the Bluegarias.
I'd like to see him clear that reverse C.
You know what both of our runners would really like to see, though?
A ladder?
A sword.
That too.
Rick's
well,
in level
then
2.
again, with 0 HP, I'd be just as happy with a blue boomerang.
Blue boomerang would work. Red candle would work. Basically, anything that doesn't require you to leave the screen. And probably, yeah, I think both runners would be pretty okay with getting a stake dropped in their lap right now. Folks, it's not 2Q8.
It's either first quest or shapes based on that screen there.
Agreed. We'll have to wait a little bit to see if there's a hole in the map or not. Should be right around where Dave is now, if there is one. So Rick's gonna find the ladder in level 2!
Alright, so now whether he's seen it or not, he can get the silvers.
Okay, this is really interesting. Because you can now make the argument that technically the hint was correct, because the ladder in 2 leads to the silvers.
I love it. The hints are set to trolley this seed.
And it sounds like we have a 1Q8 because of the dark room, so this is a terrible seed for keys, actually.
Terrible seed for keys, a terrible seed for overworld.
But you know what it's not a terrible seed for?
Enemies?
Yes, actually. Level 9 found by Dave.
In the graveyard.
We have a request for a bow deep in 1Q7.
I'm fine with that.
And the way deceptive hints work is that it's a 50-50 chance of a truthful hint or a deceptive hint on each part of the hint. So if it's something like the white sword item hint, which is the white sword is on the coast, well, the item has a 50-50 to roll truthful or not. The location has a 50-50 to roll truthful or not. And even then, that looks like a wand on the Armos. That was a blue boomerang on the Armos. Hey, you know what? Okay.
He now has repeatable offense.
There's also a slightly higher than 50% chance of it being truthful because, ooh, it could just randomly decide to roll truthful.
And we are 13 minutes in, and we've found all but 2 of our dungeons.
You know, this is pretty good.
Yeah, but the thing is even though we have all the rest of the regular spots to check, it could also end up being underneath the raft, or the ladder, or the power bracelet, or the whistle spots.
Yes. I would not be upset with any of these fates. Rick might want to consider buying a book here. Or just get a sword.
That's the happiest Guria I've ever seen.
Even heavier than the one you give the meat to?
Well, the only problem I have with that one is that you give him the meat and he just disappears.
Oh yeah, he's got to bring the meat back to his family.
Alright, I'm happy with this. A family man for a gorilla. He can live.
Plus, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, if given meat, would just, decide to go snack on the meat. Dave finds level 6. Rick still hasn't been to the coast.
Rick isn't trying that bomb spot unless... Oh, he's gonna buy the book from the most out-of-the-way shop he could.
Well, it's the one that he knew about, and he may be considering world wrapping after this point to go check the coast item, because he's right here. Or we're gonna see a Hell's Walk. And Dave may not know about the walk-through wall mechanic of Second Quest. Thankfully, they already have the Triforce for level 6, so they don't need to worry about it there. But that could be a problem later.
Yeah, especially once the bow ends up being in 6 instead of 7.
Yeah. But it's recorder blocked and the recorder's at 9.
Of course.
Rick has acquired Argentum.
Alright, now he just needs to go into 9 and stab Ganon. We don't need the bow or anything else, just stab Ganon.
I feel like you should be able to use the arrows without the bow for half damage. And it has to be melee.
And instead of 1 rupee, it costs 5?
No, it costs half a heart.
Oh, I'm fine with that, especially all these people that do low heart strats.
Because for some reason, when you don't have the... Actually, no, it still costs a rupee because there's like a coin slot in the arrow. That's how it works.
Trenton, all he has to do is listen to me and Alsoa. We're trying to help set up the troll.
We're active... Oh, that's a sword to the face. Also, we did see a banana as the white sword item, so that's also deceptive.
Alright, so we're gonna have both the flute and the white sword are gonna be in 9.
Ooh, I like it. Now, honest question. If you found an old man in the cave offering you his banana, would you take it?
Honestly, no, because I don't know how long that banana's been sitting there.
I concur. They've also picked up a sword on the way up to Death Hermos, so they've got that now. And we're being asked the follow-up question, why are we in the old man's cave? Well, when we moved the statue, the old man was just there.
Yeah, I mean, who decided that the old man could live inside that dungeon anyway?
It's like the old men that live in 9. It's like, well, one of them is Crystal Saver, but the rest of them, we don't know who they are.
I figured one of them would be you. Either that or you'd be living in 8.
I'm living in 2Q8. I'm actually the guy that offers you the bombs in 2Q8.
No wonder you're a happy bird whenever you see Second Quest.
And why am I a happy bird whenever I see bombs? Dave is electing to buy the arrows. I actually really like this purchase. Because you don't know where your ladder is. For all you know, it's going to be wood arrow blocked. It's a very sensible purchase to make.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people, ever since I first saw Boomstick about 5 weeks ago, I've been all about grabbing the book when it's in the shops. There are some runners who just prefer to wait and see what the rest of the seed holds first, because we have not seen where the wand is.
Well, there's other uses that the book could have. It could be an atlas here, which, while not as useful, can still be helpful tracking vanilla 2Q4. Rick is now going to find level 8, and it is an atlas, so it does have use besides the boomstick.
You know, the entire time I was a kid, I thought First Quest 8 looked like a toilet.
You know, I can actually kind of see it. I, as a kid, always thought it was a very, like, lopsided tree.
I can see that too.
Like, you know
Kinda
how the
like
Christmas...
Charlie Brown's tree.
Yeah, or like how everybody decorates their Christmas tree on one side and forgets the back, so when you open your windows during Christmas season, everyone just sees like a plain tree with lights on it.
Yep, I've decorated that tree a couple of times.
I'm seeing suggestions of a knight chess piece. That's a good one. A incomplete Goomba. That's also good.
Nice Kanana from Rick.
Definitely. Probably a little bit upset that he can't go back and get those bombs, but I like checking this room because the 2Q rooms can shuffle into First Quest dungeons.
He got 5 rupees to make up for it, so it's a quarter of a pack of bombs.
Also, I think it's better to give up the bombs anyway, because keys are much more valuable than bombs. Rick is actually trying to avoid this Triforce. He wants to continue digging in this level 8. Does not want to pick a Triforce up to have to go back. Rick's got himself a little bit trapped here. It'd be better to, yeah, do that.
And hope it spawns in the middle. I'm not sure where it would spawn in the 8-1.
So it's going to spawn there. So Rick will have to ladder clip to get to all the doors, but he will be able to at least check some of the doors offhand. And oh, there's another doggo.
I was about to say you can always clip to the inside of that T and then clip back out again.
And for those watching that may not have seen this before, what you're seeing Rick do is a series of ladder clips. These will never be required to beat a seed. Every seed is going to be possible to complete 100% glitchless. There is no glitched logic as of yet.
Sam, the heart shuffle is off. It's the remorse flag.
Rick may still want the hearts, because having 3 hearts is not always the most fun thing in the world. But it will be guaranteed to be a floor heart.
Well, either that or Rick can just stay on 3 hearts until he finds all the muggers, then go back and pick up all the hearts.
And also consider that with 0 HP enemies, beam swords are really nice.
True, and sadly, the perma beans are not turned on this time.
And to answer the question of why did the Triforce respawn in the corner, that would be that T room is normally found in vanilla level 9, which normally has a spawn in that corner. It has shuffled into level 8, and the Triforce is off-center because the way the Triforce works is it's actually split across 2 tiles. And that's convenient.
Yeah, now we can go back and kill Spiky and see if either of those rooms have the other item.
And I'm pretty sure Rick at this point probably has figured out that extra bosses are on. But thankfully, the Dig Dogger little pieces are actually considered regular enemies.
Oh, for that, then I just take out the boomerang again.
Now, this is interesting. Bo is in level 8.
Bo is recorder blocked as well.
And now we're going to get to see what the bow would get you here in this level 4, as Dave is trying to do a Goma clip, which is not an easy clip to do.
I find that no clips are easy to do.
So, Dave did have the right idea for going for that Goma clip. Get the Goma to fire the fireball and then try to get in before moving. But you do have to be reasonably quick about getting into the stair.
Yeah, but I see some people preferring to do the clip on the east side, some prefer to do it on the west side. Is there an easier side to actually do the clip on?
It might be slightly easier on one side or the other because the room technically isn't symmetric. But It really comes down to player preference, and the Goma's firing rate doesn't change. You just might get a little bit more time before the fireball goes off screen on the left side versus the right side.
Thank you. Okay, Rick popped his head back into 3, but I don't remember if I did not see if he tooted or not, so I don't know what the whistle will take you to yet.
He's currently key blocked out of 3, so it looks like he's gonna play it now. As Dave is gonna head back to 3, and look at that! It goes right back to 3. It looks like it's gonna be unbeaten new locations, so that's good for finding level 7.
It's good for finding these the different levels that you haven't done yet, but to be honest, I really hate this for doing exploration because you stop the linear progression of finding worlds, and Dave has seen 9, but Rick hasn't, so this thing is going to, in the short run, help Rick, but in the long run, it's not, because he's still going to have to go digging for 9.
Right, but there is something to be said for being able to dig for 9 and just go in as soon as you find it, versus dig for 9, then have to walk back.
True.
And Dave is going for the manhandler kill. Is that 0 HP bosses?
I missed it because I was watching Rick pick up that key in level 5.
We might get to see it again on Dave's side if they decide to try to kill that manhandler. Heart for Rick in level 5. That will be his first. And yes, only Dave has found level 9 to answer a question that came from chat. So
I still do it in this C room to see if it's the item. He already knows that this was a bomb pickup the last time he was here, so...
Ooh, what a very good manhandler kill. No item... So, generally, you will not have an item spawn in a room that has a stair. However, you can have a standing floor drop in Second Quest, because Second Quest really likes to do stupid things.
Plus, I'm not 100% sure how that remove most open stairs thing works, but I know it means that there's a lot of 5 rupees that'll show up in corners.
Remove most open stairs, I believe, can create new Second Quest rooms, but I believe it's far more likely to just throw a single push block or a double push block in the room and throw the item in a corner. And it looks like we do have 0 HP bosses as well as 0 HP enemies.
Alright, I'm hoping Ganon has some HP, because otherwise nobody does except for the players.
Now, Rick losing a tiny bit of time there, not knowing that there's only ever going to be one walkthrough wall in 5.
We do have Second Quest bubbles, though.
That is pretty normal.
Yeah, when I see these things, it's still good to point them out, because they're the first Second Quest enemies that I know we've seen. I haven't seen any of the usual throwing swords at us yet.
Yeah, I think we might have Second Quest enemies rolled off, because that is a separate flag, and we're getting the red and blue bubbles just by sheer virtue of they're in the Second Quest dungeons. Which is actually something I hadn't thought about.
There he is, back dealing with those black keys again.
That's a key for his efforts.
Which, considering how key-starved Dave has been so far, it's like, let's pick up all the ones that we can, because we're going to need them later on.
And we may actually just have 2Q enemies anyway, because Chad is pointing out black keys are 2Q enemies, but they are also appearing in 2Q dungeons. I don't think we've seen any 2Q enemies in 8 yet.
Rick is having a hard time. Yeah, I definitely respawn that room. I want that blue bubble to be away from the red ones.
Rick is going to get a compass here, which tells him that he will need to spend a key, but he's gotten a couple in here. Oh!
That'll delay the compass grab by about 15-20 seconds.
Rick's gonna go back to that room. It's the last room of the dungeon, and it has to have the stair item. Dave is continuing to explore 8, looking to get whatever they can out of here. The good news for them is that level 8 has 2 incredibly strong items in it, so they will want to dig this.
Yep, and there's no way you could miss digging it because you gotta get one to get the other. Leslie, I don't know what getting gridded means, but it sounds very painful.
So the game has an internal grid that it wants to snap you to when it comes to Link's movement. And oftentimes, if you're between portions of the grid, which is generally aligned with half tiles, what will end up happening is the game will move you to whatever it calculates as the next best half tile increment to move you to, which is all fine and dandy, except it tends to put you in spots that you can't really deal with that well. So, for example, if you're wanting to go up, it might force you nearly a half tile to the right first, and then send you up, and you can get hit because of that, because it can push you into an enemy that you were not expecting to run into.
Thank you for explaining that. It still sounds painful, but this time because I actually know what that means.
Level 7 found for Rick. No ladder block to Triforce in 5, as you can get around it with a key, and logically that is allowed.
And Rick turning down the red candle that was found in there.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think he's picking up items unless he has to, and he's gonna have the game tell him he has to pick up items when he looks for 9. But I do believe Rick is in go mode.
To be honest, I would have grabbed it just so I wasn't spending the silver arrows, this crazy outside of level 9. He's only got 28 bucks left after gaining Boomstick.
That's actually very, very valid. And some of the items do get more valuable when you have red bubbles in play. Rick is building up a little bit of a key count. Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say that with the BMOS in there, I'd probably pick up the Magic Shield too, since it's free in one of the dungeons.
And our tracker, Gary and Old Wolf, tonight bringing up a good point in chat. We have not whistled to where level 1 is yet, so a power bracelet may still yet be required, but I think Rick is not going to dig level 7 for the item if he gets the Triforce. Just a hunch.
With second quest first half, I'd say the only one that you probably really want to dig is 4, but that's because 2 items.
1 and 3 generally aren't too bad to dig, even though they're 1 item each. They're going to be floor drops, and they're both pretty small. Dave has left level 8 and is going to elect to go to level 4. Now, even though he doesn't have ladder and recorder, for all we know, it's not going to be required for this 4, and there could be some very good items here in 4. Magic Key would be good, Wand would be good, Red Ring would be good. There's enough value left in this level 4 that I think digging 4 here is a perfectly fine play to make. Especially with no keys. Rick continues to dig level 7, looking for mainly a Triforce at this point. It's a bomb.
Really,
Go ahead.
Yeah, bomb drop is always good. Really, the only thing I'd say either one of them should look for is the any key. Rick looking for the actual any key, and Dave just trying to find any keys. He's not been able to find any, relying on bomb walls mostly at this point.
But Dave is getting a bunch of hearts, so that will definitely help with the... Ooh, now that's a truthful hint.
So we've basically got mixed hints.
Yes, except instead of mixed hints with the community hints, it's mixed with deceptive because it does roll 50-50 to be deceptive. And again, it's slightly higher than 50, strictly speaking, because of, hey, look, magic key. Strictly higher because it can't just randomly roll truthful anyway. So the magical key's in level 7, which is a terrible place to put it, except that the item wasn't too far from start and kind of on the way, so that it kind of offsets it a little bit.
And Dave keeps getting bopped by red bubbles and finally gets hit, but I was on half a heart. I duck into safety door.
I get what Dave was trying to do and make sure that all the hits he was taking were from the bubbles because the bubbles would not kill him. But now he's back at the beginning of 4 with no sword. And I don't recall where the blue bubbles were.
Me neither, because we were both looking at the any key pickup.
It is a good key.
It's the best looking key of the game.
And Recorder block Triforce in 8, so Recorder is hard required in the scene, even if it's not for a dungeon.
You mean Recorder block Triforce in 7?
Yeah, I have TQ on the brain.
Yeah.
And level 1 is not going to be Power Bracelet blocked. Rick is in Triforce and Go mode.
At least we were right that the flute was required to get to the last level.
Yes, and it's not in the desert.
True.
So
it's just...
Go ahead.
It's just another, our second level in the graveyard.
Yes.
But Rick doesn't know this.
Now, Rick may explore the graveyard while he's here, but more than likely, I think Rick's just going to go back, clear his levels, and then just explore the entire overworld and get to 9 when he gets to 9.
I personally would, as long as I'm here, just explore what, the couple of screens that are around here anyway, because there's one more, Power Bracelet's in 1, of course. But I'd explore the area around here because there's that one whistle spot and there's potentially 2 push blocks.
And actually, that's a really good Power Bracelet for Rick to find, because that might push him to check more of the graveyard.
And grabbing that Triforce, and he is already done.
Dave is going to head back over to 6. Looks like Rick will be going ahead and whistling away. Which, to me, indicates that he's going to take the approach of, I will find 9 when I need to find 9, and until then, I will just do my dungeons.
Alright, let's see what he winds up... No, it was Dave that had the compass. Alright, so he's got to find the compass or just clear out this room.
And it looks like clearing out that room will be the option. Dave does find the walk-through wall to get into level 6. The best case scenario right now, honestly, is Dave needs to get a wand and a book quickly, and then hope that level 9 is heavily bomb wall blocked. That's going to be Dave's best shot at getting back into this.
Well, it is going to be first quest 9, so even if it's not bomb wall blocked, level 9 in first quest does tend to have a whole lot more chances at getting magical stairs.
And as soon as Rick clears out level 4, they'll be eligible to enter level 9. Just need to find it, which was in the grave, as noted earlier. Now, Rick is still probably going to look for some items on the way to the Triforces. Wand would be nice to get. Red Ring would be nice to get. But probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. I would pop my head into that stair just to see what it is. That's a raft. Also, I'm being told by chat that level 9 was not at the grave as expected, as I had thought it was. Rick will pick up a raft.
That's okay, we were both wrong then.
Yeah. Rick will pick up a raft He doesn't know where 9 is, so it makes sense. Just got to find the Triforce out of here. But Rick has everything needed to get into 9 at this point. Just has to find it. Now, Dave doesn't have the bow, so Dave was going to have to not clear the Goma. Folks, we have deceptive commentators here, or at least deceptive commentator. I will speak only for myself. He's having a little bit of a time trying to find their way to the north portion of the level, but finds this room that Dave was struggling in a little bit. Also, look at the low heart strats we have in this seed. Dave on 6 hearts, Rick on 5. And just the heart container on level 6 for Dave. Probably the worst case scenario right now. As Rick gets the compass on 4 and finds it's all the way at the top.
I hate traps.
But traps are your friends, if you're a dungeon master.
Well, that's true.
Especially,
and they're really fun to play with if you're playing a rogue.
You know, I realized the D&D group that I'm in doesn't actually... Wait, no, we might have a rogue. I forget if we have a rogue or a bard. I think it has to be a rogue, actually. I'm the only spellcaster. Hey! Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've never played as bard before. Actually, I'm playing as my first ever spellcaster in a group I'm with right now.
Nice. Rick picks up the Triforce in 4. Rick's now just looking for level 9.
Yeah. And I was about to say, and he's about to try to find 9 wherever we lost it.
I think 9 is in Grand Palace.
Next to the Tower of Elemental Evil.
And across the street from the Lich's Phylactery.
Oh, Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut.
And it seems that it was level 9's bomb spot or level 9's at the Lost Hills bomb spot, and Rick is going completely the opposite direction of that. So Rick might...
I was about to just say that there's some spots where level 9 has shown up a lot lately, so checking some of these hot spots, I don't blame him.
And if it is at that bomb spot, Rick is not going to go back there for a long time. Dave is still digging around in level 6, potentially looking for the second heart. There's a Triforce in level 6. Dave is going to pick it up. They already had that one.
Yeah, but it's a good way to get a heart refill on your way out of the dungeon.
That could be.
Now, I know Dave saw the White Sword Cave. Could Rick possibly be looking for that, not knowing it's the standard issue Nanner?
I don't think so, because Rick hasn't seen level 9, so while he'd like to find the White Sword Cave if he hasn't seen it already, which sounds like he has already seen it, level 9 is the one thing he wants to see more than anything else right now.
And he grabbed a potion out of that Take Any Cave.
Yeah, I think Rick's not going to worry about hearts for the Ganon fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a type of play I'd go for, but these guys are so much better at running than I am. I just let them run how they're going to run.
Dave gets the Triforce out of level 5. See, Dave is going to go back in. Again, the best case scenario for Dave is Dave needs to get a wand, needs to get a book, and then 9 needs to be extremely heavily bomb blocked. But we know the wand's not going to be here at 5.
And with Rick done with everything else, the best we're going to hope for is potentially seeing the items in 9.
Items in 9. Dave could go look for the item in 3. We haven't seen that yet. And the item in 3 could be the wand.
And we only have one item in 4 listed, so there could be the second one there.
Yep. Now, Rick is in a interesting situation. You could theoretically world map, go check the raft spot, and then make your way back to that one bomb spot before you make your way off to Death Mountain. If you're concerned about the Lost Hills bomb spot being a loose tile.
Plus, it's making sure he hasn't accidentally marked that as a spot and just forgot about it.
But it looks like Rick is instead going to check this lower flute spot in the Lost Woods, and I really do hope Rick has not mismarked the location of level 9 as checked already, because that could be a major problem.
Oh, I don't want him to have done that either. It's just one of those things where just saying whatever thoughts I can think of from watching other races this tournament.
Dave does seem to be a little bit confused about this room. So this room cannot have a stair because it did not have a standing floor drop. It had a drop where you had to clear the room to get it. Level 9 was at the Lost Hills bomb spot.
I think he's also confused because he wasn't able to walk through or bomb into that room there, and he knows there's a room there.
Right. They just have to come in from the top from this side.
I think he was trying to avoid that just because he's only got the one key left, and he's now knows he has to spend that key to get in there. But considering he's already got the Triforce out of this dungeon, I don't see him wanting to spend that key.
And Rick currently still does not have an interest in that Lost Hills spot. That's a little... Oh, hold on. All of the horses. Rick is in the right area now. Depending on how he routes this.
I think he's going to check that Toot spot and potentially go up to the coast from here.
I would, honestly, if I'm in this situation, I'm checking the coast raft spot before I go back to that bomb spot because it's on the way and there's no other convenient time to check it.
Same.
And Dave now realizes there is one room on their map unchecked. That is where the item will be.
Now the question is, will he be happy or sad to see that it's the red candle?
I'm going to guess annoyed.
I'll go with that.
Bookstore.
And it's... Yep.
Alright, let's see where Rick goes from here.
Dave is currently... Oh, he's gonna see if he can go in through the right-hand side instead of having to deal with those red and blue bubbles in the Chevy room.
Now, depending on where Rick goes from here, that's gonna decide it. That's gonna give us a real big indication of if he's mismarked that or not. And Dave does not have a ladder because he hasn't been to 2 yet.
Oh, that's true. But he hasn't... Wait, no, yeah. So he can't get in through that top door because of it. Yep. Yeah,
the ladder is required in that room because it's a Chevy. And Rick is headed in the direction of level 9. He has not marked this as checked. Or wait, no? Where's he headed?
I have no clue.
Is he going to 3? He's going up here. Maybe he didn't check this while he was up here.
Well, if so, that gives us more of a shot at him potentially checking that bomb spot before going anywhere else.
Yeah, he's going up this ladder. He's checking this.
Alright, chat, I am sorry, I was extremely very wrong.
So we're going to be listening for the roar of Ganon in level 9, and we're going to be looking for a single shutter room where the shutter doesn't open. It will most likely be a shutter on the top side of the room because Zelda is extremely likely to be in her own room. It's a 50% chance plus whatever little chance there is of that just naturally happening. But not having seen Ganon's room is a pretty good indicator.
And Rick has the other sounds turned off, so we can definitely hear whenever the roar happens.
Assuming Rick is not swinging his sword at the perfect rhythm. That is a truthful hint. Now, you're going to see dark rooms in this 9. Normally, only Ganon's room is dark, but because of the fact that it's first quest 9, there will be natural dark rooms anyway. Same with second quest 9. It's really only shapes that applies.
Which I'm just waiting for the update when Fred says now everything can be dark.
I mean, there is the blackout flag. Oh my goodness, the blue.
Yeah, I forget about that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, I forget about that.
It's a great mode to watch because they're in a dark room. They're in a... Oh, we hear a Ganon. So, Dave's window of opportunity is getting incredibly small.
We just need to see how trolly it is to get into Ganon.
And you get a potential hint for where Zelda is on the way. It's not a guaranteed hint because, again, deceptive hints will muck with that a little bit. Dave is determined to get into Death Armos.
And Rick is determined to get into Ganon.
And will do so, fighting the evil Zelda.
Will it be a 0 HP princess?
Nope. You have to do the fight.
Well, at least somebody's putting up a fight here in Hyrule.
Yeah, Ganon decided to take all the health.
Lovely stun lock.
Stun locking the evil Zelda to death. Just needs a couple more hits. Oh, takes a hug!
No! Wait, it looked like they killed each other at the same time.
But Dave has found level 2. This is the start of the comeback, potentially. Maybe it's very difficult to do, but still technically not impossible.
Oh, it's not impossible, but, I mean, he killed... They both died at the same time.
But Rick did not pick up the Triforce of Power, so we'll have to fight Zelda again!
Let's roll up another 15 HP Ganon fight, please.
I was half expecting you to say, let's roll another seed.
Well, I'm fine with that, too. This is fun.
Oh, Gleok from the north.
I'm doing commentary on another race later on tonight, but so is one of the runners, so I think we have time.
So what you're seeing Rick do there is farming for a fairy drop.
Alright, I know the 10 drop gives us the bomb. Is it one of the local counts or one of them global ones that gives us the fairy?
It's actually a forced count. So there are 2 forced counts. One is the bomb count, which requires you to kill 10 enemies consecutively. And the second one is the fairy count, which requires 16 consecutive kills.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Now, the fairy count can be skipped by killing a non-dropping enemy, and the bomb/rupee count can be stored by killing a non-dropping enemy with the correct item. Rick takes another hug.
I think he got the invisibility frames from the bubble.
That could very well be. Hopefully Dave is going to...
But he...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say he popped his last potion, so he's got to be careful now with his lack of hearts.
But does get the evil Zelda down, as Dave is taking level 2. This will reward them with a ladder, which we know does not require the recorder or bow to get.
Now we need to go find our barbecued prince.
I think the barbecued prince is going to be in the northeast corner where the red ring normally is.
Well, I'm fine with that because he's heading to the northwest.
Exactly. Oh, but takes a death instead. I guess now he's headed back to start.
All right, let's see where it leads him now.
What?
Oh, I was just saying, let's see which way he gets led to now.
I'm going to guess up. I'm going to go to the left here. The ladder for Dave and 2 is going to help them really start to get back into this. They can now get their silvers. They still need to go back to 8 to get the bow and recorder, but with a couple of keys in hand, that should be a little bit easier. And also they can get their red candle out of 5. Will still be a combat boost, but the land mola says, nope, go back to start.
And I say, you've already got the ladder, you've got the Triforce, you got sent back to start, leave.
Dave may be wanting the heart just for some more health. May also be looking for a couple additional keys, which, given how key-starved he's been, is not honestly a terrible play to make. Oh my goodness, Zelda's right there.
Hi, Princess. Wait. Hi, Prince.
Yep. Prince Darkness and on. But now the question is, will the darkness be magically stair blocked?
I hope so.
And Garion bringing up a valid point in chat that if Dave is not as familiar with second quest, they may think they have the Triforce out of 3 and not level.
That does make sense, yes.
They're still working their way towards where the Zelda is going to be. Gonna kill a couple of these blue wizards, looking for some bomb drops. Doesn't get one.
Well, he's got the Zol, that might still... Okay, no bomb for you.
You're hearing that Gan on is Gan off.
Gan on, Gan off, the Ganon.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're getting ever closer to being Magic Staircase blocked out of Zelda.
Good, it gives the chats more time to hear my terrible puns.
And gives Dave a larger window of opportunity to pull off the super duper comeback of epicness that, well, we don't know if it's, well, we don't know how it's going to go because until people not done, the race is technically not over. Oh, that's an FUP.
You know, considering how much trouble Wizrobes can be in Seeds, having 0 HP ones just feels so satisfying to kill.
Yeah. Looks like Rick gets it stuck expanding and takes a death. Going back to start. So yeah, we're now looking for we're pretty much looking for a magic stair to get to Ganon now. Dave's gonna see that's where the Triforce was, but sees it's not blinking.
This is when... I was about to say, this is when I go to the far right, just start from the bottom, work my way to the top, take every damn stair I can find.
And Dave has elected to leave level 2. Probably gonna go get a heal. A hail. A heal. I can't speak.
Hail Fairy.
Yeah, that's it. And instead gets a sword to the face.
Those aren't very good at healing you. He keeps getting transported back to the upper west side of level 9.
Which is not really where he wants to go. Rick does get some bombs, so we'll be able to start trying to bomb all around. And apparently level 9 is New York today.
That explains the whiz ropes.
And explains the FU beam.
I didn't know that New York had a bunch of bats in it, though. Must be Central Park.
Well, we decided to replace the New York sewer rats with just keys.
Although, looking out for the sewer rats does explain why he doesn't want to go into stairs.
Yes, indeed. Or maybe just like the random people on the subway that totally just want to give you a hug.
And you have to find a way to get in through the bottom because a chute into a solid wall is Zelda's north face.
That's less than fantastic. Although Rick might have a way around here, get some health, some much needed health. You can't go that way, Star Fox. I'm really starting to think we're Magic Scare Block out of the Zelda room.
Sorry, Guria, but your prince is in another dungeon.
And I think Dave is looking... I'm not quite sure where Dave is. Might be looking for the southwest corner cave to see if there's anything there.
Yeah, he hasn't been down here yet. He's been in a bunch of levels, just hasn't gotten all the overworld done.
Does find a bookstore. But really the big thing Dave needs to do is just get back into level 8, get that recorder. That will get him the location of all of his remaining dungeons. And as long as he gets both recorder and bow out of it, which he's already got the Triforce out of there, so... There's an understandable lack of desire and motivation to go back there until the game tells you have to.
And sadly, he just has to.
Looks like Dave is going to get a heal here. Now, Dave does know that Heart Shuffle is off, so if they go back into 2, that tells me they're either looking for Magic Sword as Ganon insurance, or they're just looking for more health to be able to survive longer. Which is understandable. This game is not necessarily the easiest.
Yeah.
But it looks like Dave's actually going to head up towards, presumably, the Grave in Death Mountain. While they won't be able to get into level 1, they can make their way into 7, which will probably send them back to 8 or 4 when they get done with 7. Especially with the Magic Key in hand. Maybe level 5, because Dave already knows where that item is. And if you're Rick, you're probably in a little bit of a panic right now, because it doesn't really matter who you're against. If you're just looking for Zelda, and you can't find a path, you're taking multiple deaths in 9. You're down to 1.
The problem is... Yeah, the problem is having to deal with both panic and frustration control.
All the while trying to work up a force so that you can get more bombs. But again, taking those hits, just denying the force. And it will be a little unfortunate that Dave will likely find 7, get the Magic Key, and then see that he's ladder blocked. He probably will also check all of Death Mountain looking for level 1 before going back to 8.
Get that fairy there. There you go. I was gonna say I was confused because this last time he up 8, he burned himself out of the lobby room. So I thought up 8 reset your count, so I was confused with that.
And to be fair, there is a little bit of looking for a global and maybe a force because the blue wizards do drop bombs on the global. That is not the southwest corner. But this is a new part of the level. But look at this! It's so bomb blocked!
Which, of course, is going to be dropped by absolutely no one that Rick sees.
Exactly.
And I do believe that we have not seen any bomb upgrades.
We have not, and Rick would have to leave 9 to go get a bomb upgrade at this point. So upping does not reset your count. The only things that reset your count are getting hit and power cycling. And power cycling is the only way to reset your global count. As Dave runs out of bombs on Death Mountain, is not going to be able to find the location of level 7 now.
And Rick looks like he's trying to set up another fairy drop.
Dave is gonna. Oh, loses the bomb because of the wizard beam. Now he's got to farm those blue wizards for a bomb drop. Because he's got to hope for a global or go buy bombs in a store.
And I don't see him leaving this dungeon for love nor money.
I don't. And Dave is out of bombs in Death Mountain, so gonna have to try to get a global off of that. Both runners desperately wanting bombs.
Yes, but Rick's got a better shot than trying to farm these red Tektites.
But Rick has bombs.
Which is good. Now he's just got to get back into that upper east corner.
Yeah, the lack of health in Ring has been a major factor in both runners' experiences so far. And I wonder if that's getting both runners a little bit frustrated. Like, okay, well, constant deaths are not going to help. Dave looks like they're headed back to level 5 to get this item. Maybe not.
It's like playing a game against a whole bunch of glass cannons. They go down easy, but every time they punch, it feels like they're being wiped out.
Yeah. Dave is headed back in the directions of levels 4 and 8, I think. I honestly forgot where 8 was. I apologize, folks. But again, if Dave gets a wand out of level 4, that will be incredibly. Oh no, not gonna go back into 4.
I think he's heading back into 7.
Into 6. It looks like he's headed back to 6.
Which is not a good idea. He got the Coast Heart out of 6.
Yeah. Coast Heart's been gotten. Rick's in a new area of level 9. Okay, Rick's over in Rick's in the northwest now. This could be good. Looks like he was.
I'm glad you can tell.
Go ahead.
I can't read his dot on the map, so I don't know where he pops out of places.
Well, right now he's one room to the left of Zelda's room. And there is a door to the right here that should open. And there it is. I would almost check the stair just to meme. I understand the pressure. Not. Everyone, please get your GGs in the chat for Rick. With an official time of 1:07:16, Rick will go 2-0 in this series. But yeah, I would absolutely check. I would absolutely check that stair just to see what's in it, to see if it's a wand. Because if that's a wand, that's hilarious.
I would have checked just to see if it was a staircase.
Could you imagine if it was a staircase that took you like right next to Star, but you just needed a bomb to get into it?
I would love it. I think Rick would have words with all of us.
You're assuming he doesn't have those already.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Fortunately for SpeedGaming, most of them he won't be able to say until after the race is done.
And it looks like Dave is going to look for the floor item here in 6. It is a heart, but again, it could be just looking for more health, as we are joined by Rick, GG's, and congratulations on moving on.
Thank you.
So I have to ask, how many Rick Hows and Rick Wise were uttered during the course of that level 9?
A minimum of 7, which was the death count. Obviously not all 7 deaths were in that level 9, but enough to the point that I probably said most of them inside of that level 9, including when Ganon decided he was going to sit on me with the final blow.
Yeah, I was confused then because I'm like, alright, so you both killed each other at the same time. How is this going to turn out?
Well, technically I didn't kill him. It was just a stunned Ganon at that point, so he's not technically dead. I gotta go back and fight him again. But yeah, that death should not have happened. It was just a case of I should have moved out of the way when I realized he was trying to move in towards me on the stun lock.
And Dave took Wallmaster to the face, but is continuing to dig out this level 6.
At this point, he's probably just looking for bombs or keys, because he's got both hearts out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6, something that I was going to really dig only if I absolutely needed to go anything inside of that dungeon. Thankfully, I never had to set foot in that dungeon.
And to answer the question in chat, Dave has seen level 8. They've gotten the Triforce out of it, they just haven't gotten the items out of it. I believe there was either a key or a bomb block stopping them before.
So a couple things I do want to say about this seed. First of all, shoutouts to 0 HP enemies, but also I shouldn't be dying that many times with 0 HP enemies. Number 2, let's just put it this way. You should only take deceptive hints with a grain of salt.
But technically the hint in level 6 was correct, because level 2 had the ladder, which was required to get the silvers.
I never saw that hint in level 6 because I never dug level 6. However, I'm talking about the Death Mountain being up on... level 9 being in the desert. I kind of chased that a little too much and let the 2 loose squares go over near where level 8 was.
We may have been concerned that you had marked it as checked already, and we're going to go do the entire overworld before going back.
So, getting that hint in level 8 about the desert being an entrance to death, of course I knew at that point it was deceptive hints, but a 50-50, I've got to at least see if the 50-50 is incorrect. My game plan was at that point to route myself around back so that I could check the power bracelet spot at 2Q4. I knew about the letter cave, first quest letter cave, and that bomb spot to the left of that. So I didn't discard them, but like I said, that desert hint, I had to at least see if that was true at this point.
So, we do know who your next opponent will be coming up as you will be moving on. They are a magical person.
And I do know that magical friend or magic friends is going to be an opponent that I'm going to have to play smart against. This kind of roundabout route in level 9 is going to only go so far. And it's going to come back to hurt me at some point if I wind up having level 9 like I did. Looking at my map, by the time I found the pathway to get to Zelda, I had probably all but, let me see, 3, 6, 8, 12 rooms remained in that level 9.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to doubt the exploration on there when it's the magic staircase to get to a completely closed off section to work your way down and around.
Right. You're not wrong with that. It's just you know how level 9 is dubbed as the Great Equalizer, and it's dubbed that way for a reason. Taking the deaths that I took inside of that level 9 combined with how long it took for me to get through the amount of rooms I was trying to get through, just I'm going to have to make sure that I take good care of myself health-wise when we get to round 2.
Speaking of which, between you and Elsoa, I learned so much about the different types of counts and stuff, between how to force fairy drops and heart drops and things like that. It was a clinic.
Yep, shoutouts to the boomerang equaling 7.
Also, shoutouts to Blue Wizrubs having bombs. In any other situation, that would be absolutely terrible.
I know! And that's what I was exactly thinking as I was going through that 9. Like, I'm going to have to grind Blue Wizrobes. Like, how many situations do you have where you're going to be seeking out Blue Wizrobes to try to make some progress in a seed?
How many situations are you going to be seeking out Blue Wizrobes for bombs after you bought the book in a boomstick seed, but did not
we never
find
saw
the
the boomstick. We never saw the boomstick.
Well, we know it's going to be either in 9, in 4, or in 3. Because neither of you guys got the item out of 3, even though 3 is incredibly tiny.
Yeah, by the time I was going through 3, I was like, okay, we're moving on, getting Triforces. If something pops up on my way, I'm going to go ahead and check it, but I'm not going out of my way at this point. I need to move.
Now, Chad is convinced that it's in the stair right before Zelda.
I mean, they could be right.
Dave has cleared every single room of this level 6 looking for presumably keys, bombs. Maybe they have forgotten they've gotten the item out of here.
Me and Elsoa, between the two of us, we had the theory that it's the room right before Zelda is a staircase that leads like to a one-room offshoot that you gotta bomb into right next to the start of level 9. In other words, Rick, I like working with Elsoa. He is also evil.
Yes, I knew this from seeing him twice at SpeedGaming Live. By the way, SpeedGaming Live 2023 coming up in November in Hurton, Virginia.
Ever since I grew my hair out, people think I'm either more evil or more of a metalhead.
Why not
Does
both?
one have to be? Yeah.
Well, because the people who think I'm a metalhead already figure I'm kind of evil.
See? You're proving my point.
It's not my fault I want 5 item chain reactions in every seed I don't have to run.
I was so expecting the power bracelet and the ramp to become required to find level 9.
It didn't help that, well, I accidentally led Elsoa astray because I thought for sure that it was in 1Q magic sword spot.
I did love the required bow as well as the required recorder to get through this seed.
Well, we knew the bow was going to be required regardless, because you can't stab Ganon with the silver arrows, although...
Well, yeah, but at least to get into 9, they were required.
Yes. And we did come up with the idea of... Well, okay, why don't we let the arrows be usable as a melee weapon for half damage and it costs you half a heart every time you want to use it.
And 5 rupees.
But you can kill Ganon without a bow. So Dave is about to get their silver arrows.
Yeah, I love digging level 2 and seeing, oh, that's a very interesting find right there with that ladder in a dungeon we already had the Triforce for.
Sahasrara smiled upon this seed.
Yeah, so I guess that's the question: is 2 or 6 the green pendant of the seed? I'm willing to say 2.
Me as well.
So, Rick, as you move forward going into your next matches, is there anything that you're hoping does not roll on?
Second quest 1 through 6. I mean, we all talk about 7, 8, and 9 being what they are in second quest, especially 2Q8. I'm getting tired of trying to surf my way through 30 rooms of the level 4 to find absolutely nothing.
But 2Q4 is a good level, unlike 2Q8.
You heard it here first, folks. He said that 2Q8 was not a good level.
Yeah, my race with antlers kind of broke that for me. So now 2Q4 is a good level.
I mean, 2Q8 is what it is, like I said. But, I mean, there's definitely a lot of staircases that you have to fight through in that level in 7 and 8. I'll take what I get today. Although that level 9, that 1Q9 can just go shove it.
But at least you had the magic key for it.
Yes, I did. And I also had 0 HP enemies. And do we remember how that level 9 went for me?
Yes.
Yes, you kept running out of bombs.
Now imagine if it was a 14 HP blue wizard no magic key situation.
Well, in that case, I will refer to Fred's logic that says there's always going to be an enemy that is going to be 4 HP or under that's going to drop bombs.
Wait, that's a thing? I thought it was just there has to be a bomb dropper, period.
I believe that is a thing. I'll have to consult with Fred. I thought I overheard him saying that at some point that there had to be in a dungeon at least one bomb dropper that's 4 HP or under, but
I know there's slight modifications that go into the logic for swordless, and to me that sounds like that would definitely be a thing in swordless. I just
might be
that extends to the whole rando, or if
that might be a thing.
Because that's the first I'm hearing of it. I'd always heard that there has to be at least one bomb dropper in the level. And Dave is going to go check the Death Mountain before redigging dungeons.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate for him, the fact that he does not have the bow out of 8, which he's going to need. And the recorder out of 8, which we know is blocking level 1.
But that he will likely find level 7, and when he does, he'll at least be able to get the magic key to not have to worry about the key doors when he goes back.
Yeah, that was a very nice find there in that level 7.
No 10 heart magical sword.
So, Rick, when you were digging levels towards the start of this seed, and all you had was a sword, a hope, and a prayer, how come you turned down the red candle? That would have been your first piece of repeatable offense.
That is a good question. I know with some of those red bubbles, I later on did regret that decision, especially since we never did see the wand, but I don't have a good answer for that one.
Could be muscle memory. I would just chalk it up to muscle memory of, oh, I don't need this, so I'm not going to get it.
When I sat in level 5, I wasn't really thinking of the whole, hey, there's red bubbles inside of these dungeons. I'm going to probably need that.
Coming in from the top in a place full of Plinko rocks, that's terrible.
Oh, nice, beautiful location for the rare shop of the blue ring.
Yeah, you're not getting there unless you're looking for levels and don't have a recorder.
If it wasn't for the fact that he only has 2 bombs left, I would have used a bomb on that old man.
The one, I mean, outside of the death thing, I think the one big thing I do need to get better at in regards to making sure that I can get myself further beyond this tournament than the next round. My bomb forcing. Yes, I did do some bomb forcing in this one, but it could still be it still could be a lot stronger.
I just think, I as I continue to grow and eventually start, practicing seeds myself to join in on tournaments, I'm gonna save this seed just because I didn't know that you could have second quest bubbles with the second quest enemies still being off just because you have the second quest dungeons. That was something new I learned today.
By the way, get your GGs in chat as nintendophiledave's throwing in the towel for this one, and for good reasons, out of bombs.
And definitely put in a valiant effort to try to make this happen. We were thinking that if 9 kept being bad, that there was a window for the super ultimate comeback. But just not thinking 8, I think, was the tail of the seed for them.
If he'd have gone straight back after digging that level 2, there could have been more of a shot, but it's just so hard to say how some of these seeds will go.
Also, sorry to anyone who was hoping to hear the music on my stream. I forgot that I had that disabled when I was generating the seed.
Well, at least you didn't leave on the extreme death metal playlist, so we're good.
The one thing, I mean, Fred has done a lot for this randomizer. The one thing I would wish is that there would be a way of double checking that before you actually start the race.
Shuffling music shuffles the title screen music.
Anyway, I do hope that Nintendo Dave continues on along with this. He was very new to the scene here, and maybe if he can get himself going with the Rookie Rumble, we can get him into a competitive fashion.
Absolutely, as I believe we are now joined by Nintendo Dave. GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's to you, Dave.
It was a fun one. I knew Rick was a formidable opponent, but I had a good time. It was actually a pretty friendly seed. I just decided to dig the wrong levels.
Well, it was friendly until level 9 on my side, but you'll get to see that if you do watch this back, how 9 did definitely twist me over for probably about 20 minutes.
9 is the great equalizer. I'm going to look forward to watching this one. It's always interesting to see where I could have turned.
Well, in that case, I won't spoil anything for you. I'll just say that you fought valiantly, and I look forward to calling more races of yours in the future.
I'm going to keep practicing. Was that Bo in 8?
Yep. And also the recorder, which takes you to unbeaten dungeons. New unbeaten dungeons.
And there's a lot of those dig doggers out there. Not to mention some second quest options were on.
Yep. Also, level 1 was recorder blocked, and you needed the bow to get the Triforce in one of the levels as well. I forget which one.
I think it was 4.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, it was 2Q4.
And you had to... You had to get that recorder in 8 to get the bow out of 8, because that was underneath a dig dogger.
That's what we call a fun race for commentators.
Yeah, the bow was to the room to the right of the dig dogger in the reverse C room.
I also couldn't block clip past that Goma because he kept sniping me down.
Goma's a really tough one to try to get down if you're learning. I mean, there are definitely runners who will make it look absolutely easy when they try to block clip past those Gomas, but that's because they're confident and they know how to try to draw the fireballs in a way that gives them the room to do the block clip.
I learned how to block clip and screen scroll about 3 weeks ago.
See, you're already learning.
I could have used that back in the 80s.
Yes.
If we knew the things that we know now, back when we played this game as a kid, I can't say 80s because of reasons. Well, it would have been very different.
I was there.
I enjoyed the whole 2 years of the 80s I was alive for.
But I, as I was saying before you came along, I do hope that you continue to invest some time into this game and maybe seek out the Rookie Rumble when Melchior gets that put together for the summer.
I'm in for the Rookie Rumble. I'm honestly, for however many 35 years, I dreamed of a third quest, and here it is, and a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth, and a seventh, so I'm in.
Good.
Don't tell him about Zelda Classic's third quest. It's actually terrible. It makes second quest look easy.
I had seen a few ROM hacks, and then a few months ago, I stumbled upon Lack Attack's world records, and then he was playing this amazing thing called Randomizer, and I was hooked.
That sounds like me 8 years ago now with Darkwing Duck.
I was deep into Super Mario Maker at the time.
Yeah, that also describes my experience finding Jam's VODs of the very first Randomizer tournament while I was sitting bored, having nothing to do at work.
If only my work were like that, but nonetheless, I'm enjoying participating and enjoying watching the races, so GG's all around to all the players. It'll be a fun one to see who wins.
And hopefully you'll be able to stick around and do some commentary for it.
Absolutely, I look forward to it. I kind of fancy myself as kind of being funny sometimes.
Oh, good. That'll make you better at commentating than me already.
We're allowed to swear, right? Oh,
No.
It's not an F-bomb, right? No, I'm just kidding, I know.
Don't make me put on my SpeedGaming hat.
When in doubt, just talk about food.
And no math.
Hey.
Skittles.
Math is easier than words.
10th enemy gets the bomb.
But I definitely do want to say GG's to you, Dave. I mean, both of these seeds had their strengths, they had their weaknesses, and I'm glad that you had fun in this tournament.
I knew I wasn't in it to win it, but I'm having a good time.
That's all that counts. We're all here to have fun.
Well, it's a good time. I'm looking forward to the rest of it, and I'm definitely in for the Rookie Rumble.
All right, I think with that, we're going to be heading out. There's still a lot of Zelda 1 coming up later on tonight, including plenty of people who I'm sure can show off plenty of different block clips.
Yeah, you know what? Let me pull the schedule up and see what we got coming up here.
2 game 3s.
That's already automatically exciting. Let's see. So we have probably going on right now a game 2 of Dunlow versus Rywek over on SpeedGaming 4. We have Paratrooper 1 and Ellendar game 3 over on SpeedGaming Prime. Then at 10 o'clock, we have Antlers versus Random Effect. That'll be over on Z1 Randomizer. And then also on SpeedGaming Prime at 10:30-ish, depending on how the game 3 goes, will be J. Coper versus Druis game 3.
That's an all-star lineup.
Absolutely.
It's a bunch of formidable players there, so that's going to be a must-watch.
Yeah, definitely an action-packed night of Zelda 1 randomizer action coming up in the next, well, negative 30 minutes.
So with that being said, I will say thank you and GG's to both of our runners, to Garion for being our tracker, and thank you to Alsoa for teaching me a whole heck of a lot tonight.
And thank you, MX Allen, for taking time out of your night to come here and do commentary.
Thanks, everybody, and GG.
GG.
With that, that will do it for us. So long, everyone.